If you want liberation, if you want to break free from the cycle of life and death, then we need to understand this graha, this planet, Ketu. Ketu Maharaj is the key to our liberation. It's the key to, it's known as mokshakaraka. It's the key to break free from this samsara, from this ocean of suffering, from this life and death cycle. So Rahu Ketu, they are in fact even more important than sun and the moon, because Rahu and Ketu, they cause the eclipse of the sun and the moon. So extremely important for us to understand where Rahu and Ketu are placed, what sign they're placed in, what planets they are with, or what are their dispositors. So today in this video, we'll understand Ketu Maharaj, Ketu in the 12 houses. That will give you lots of ideas how you can channel the blessings of Ketu Maharaj. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our newsletter. The link is in the first comment and also in the description. In the newsletter, I send out almost on a daily basis information about the transits, but also we analyze charts and lots of other topics. And of course, if you want to go deeper, you can join our courses. We have beginners, we have advanced. Those are ongoing. You can join anytime. Again, the link is in the first comment and in the description below. We are living in unprecedented times. These are the times of chaos, confusion, and uncertainty. So if you feel lost, if you feel lack of direction, and if you're not sure about your path, then we have a perfect course for you. It's called Find Your Purpose Through Astrology, where you'll learn about your strengths, your weaknesses, and how to navigate those weaknesses and enhance your strengths and find your purpose. And you'll be able to answer questions about all areas of life: relationship, children, finances, job, your parents, and your path, your spiritual path. So this is a profound, life-changing course. Join the course, be your own astrologer, and find clarity about your life, about your purpose. So first of all, Ketu in the first house, in the first bhava. You can also look at your bhava chali chart for this. I'll have a separate video on that. So Ketu in the first house. So let's understand what Ketu represents, what Ketu means. Ketu is intuition. Ketu is going inwards. So Ketu in the first house, and first house is yourself, your personality, who you are. And so Ketu in the first house makes you a very introspective person. You're a deep thinker. Intuition is your power, it's your strength. See, wherever Ketu goes, that area of life we have already mastered in the previous lifetimes. Okay, so Ketu in the first house means you have gained self-mastery already in the past lives. And so for you, remembering your past lives will be very easy. Just practice any of the things like past life regression or deep meditation. You'll remember your past lives. You'll remember the gurus, the blessings, and now. But the Ketu, it's also planet of detachment. It may make headless mistakes. And so the person with Ketu in the first house, they may not focus too much on self-care. So they may be sort of detached from, how they look like, their dressing, the way they, their makeup, whatever. So they're not too concerned about external looks, how they treat their body. They're more like yogis, they're ascetics. So basically they have let go, they have let go any attachment with their self. And so they don't have any ego. They're extremely humble. But on the negative side, they may also sometimes they may have self-doubt. Because Ketu in the first house, it's kind of like an eclipse, right? So, but eclipse means it's forcing you to go within. But they may end up making headless mistakes or misunderstandings. So Ketu in the first house may actually be misunderstood by people quite a bit. Okay, so you have to be careful about the words, how you portray yourself in the external world. One good remedy is Ketu in the first house. You can focus, you can meditate on your Sahasrara chakra. That will directly activate your intuition, your past life karmas. And the more you let go, so that's the lesson. So the lesson is, yes, you have mastered yourself, you have discovered yourself in the past lives, but now in this lifetime, Ketu is saying you already are a master of yourself. So let go of the more you let go in general, everything in life. So Ketu, first house sort of represents our life. overall, that's their, most important house in the chart. And so Ketu in the first house means you need to let go, this attitude of letting go, detachment. That's very, very important. Now, Ketu is very truthful also. So you got to be very truthful. So if you know somebody Ketu in the first house, they'll be very, following the truth. And they'll never tell a lie. So they'll be very, very forthcoming also. But they may have, this vast ocean of wisdom or things that you're not aware of. So that's why, as I said, they may be misunderstood by people a lot of times. So if you have somebody, a family or a friend with Ketu in the first house, give them space. They may seem detached or not interested a lot of times, but that's not really the case. It's just that they are very, they could be introvert or just going within and focusing on their own self development and remembering their past lives, all of that. Then we have Ketu in the second house. Second house, first of all, they may actually have, sometimes they may, it depends if Ketu is afflicted, they may have speech issues or they may have delay in, when they're as a child, they may start speaking late. But this may simply be the case of a man or a woman of a few words. So they may talk very little. But whenever they speak, their speech will be coming from a very deep intuitive place. They may, in fact, be talking from their experience in the past lives. So all of the things related to the second house, they've already mastered in the previous life. So that's the meaning of Ketu. So wherever Ketu is sitting, that house gives you immense wisdom. You're bringing all of your skills and knowledge and wisdom from the past life related to that house. So you are a master of that house already. So whatever words you speak, those will have profound meaning. They'll be coming from a very deep space within you, and most likely from past life experiences. Now, second house represents our accumulated wealth also. So you will have a very detached attitude towards money. You may not care so much about money. Same thing with your family. This is the Kutumbasthana. Kutumba means your family, second house. And so you may feel detached from your family. On the negative side, they may also misunderstand you. A lot of your family members may not understand who you are, your personality, the way you behave, or your job, whatever. So your life, they may not understand. So there could be a lot of misunderstanding. So you have to make a conscious effort to make things abundantly clear. But the more, so in terms of money also, accumulated wealth, the more detached you are, the more easier the money will flow. And, so let go. If you let go of money, then finances will flow. But you'll be very, very ethical in your financial dealings. You'll be very truthful. And one good area is doing research, research, financial research. Like you could be a finance PhD, or, going deep into understanding the finances. Same thing with the food also. You may research the food supply, sustainable farming, doing a lot of deep research into what makes us healthy. Food research or finance research, those are very powerful, strong areas for you. And you may make headless mistakes, as in just silly things about, dealing with your family, dealing with your finances. And so a good remedy for Ketu in the second house, you can chant Ganesh mantra. The deity for Ketu is Ganesh, so it's good for everybody. No matter where Ketu is, Ganesh mantra is great. But if your Ketu is in the second house, extremely powerful, because second house is your speech. So you should actually chant, not just listen, but chant Ganesh mantra. Ganesh Atharvashir or Ganesh Sahasranam, or simply Ganesh Bij mantra, or the simple ones, Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. And you can find more mantras on my website, vedicastroamit.com. And go under planetary remedies section. You'll see lots of mantras. In that page, go under the section remedies for Ketu. You'll see some YouTube links, and also some mantras are written there. So you can memorize, you can learn, or at least chant along on YouTube. So Ganesh mantras and Ganesh puja, extremely powerful for you. Then we have Ketu in the third house. Ketu in the third house means You may actually have this sort of instant reaction or anger towards people, like snapping at people, just immediately getting angry. So that might be the negative side. Or you may make headless mistakes, or like cut off from your friends, or just from your younger siblings or your neighbors. So you may have issues with these people in your life, but you may develop deep connection. So it's not going to be like any superficial kind of friendships or superficial connection with your younger sibling. Either it's, deeply spiritual connection or no connection at all. But also because Ketu is headless, so be careful that you may make headless mistakes or your younger siblings or friends may make. So you got to make your communication 100% clear, abundantly clear, because third house anyway represents marketing, communication, especially written communication. So be extra careful in all of your written communications. Double check your emails before sending in anything to people. But at the same time, Ketu is the planet of intuition. Wherever Ketu sits, it gives you the blessings, all the skills you have learned already in the past life. So you are a master when it comes to marketing and reaching out to people and communication. But you may make headless mistakes. But if you really awaken the intuition of Ketu, then you'll be really, really excellent, because those skills you have mastered in the previous life. And so they'll come naturally, but also they'll come from a very deep space within you. So it's not like external bookish knowledge. It's all things you've already mastered. And so Ketu can actually take you to the peak. Ketu represents peak. It's like peak of the mountain, all these ashrams and places on the top of the mountain, those are represented by Ketu. And so Ketu can actually take you to the peak of marketing, communication, and you will actually be good at a lot of skills, especially with your hands. You may be playing a instrument, or anything to do with you may be a good healer. Okay. And then one important recommendation is you can do a lot of research in these areas. Research in marketing, research in communication, writing. You can actually write. You could be a very intuitive writer, publishing. Excellent. And then research into, learning new skills and things like that. So, or family dynamic, like sibling relationship of brothers and sisters, things like so. Any research going very deep in those areas will be very powerful for you. So, for you, a major remedy would be writing Ganesh mantra, or just the name of Lord Ganesha, because third house is writing. It's our hands. It's the skills with our hands. Or you can play, let's say, if you play some instrument, you can play some or Ganesh mantras, or these shlokas. So that'll be very, very powerful for you. So that's Ketu in the third house for you. Then we have Ketu in the fourth house. Fourth house is our Sukha Sthana. It's the seat of our heart. It's the heart chakra. So Ketu there will give you deep intuition. You will live through your heart. You'll think through your heart. You'll feel everything through your heart. You'll be a very intuitive person. So the focus will be throughout your life. You'll be seeking for long-term happiness. What makes you happy? So you will not be interested in instant gratification. You'll not be interested in what makes you happy today or tomorrow. You'll be looking for long-term happiness. And so Ketu is also the planet of research. So that's why this quest, this urge to find out the long-term, stable, everlasting happiness will be there. And see, fourth house represents our place of residence also, and Ketu is the planet of detachment. And so you'll have this urge, this itch, constantly you'll be dissatisfied with your home place of residence, or you just want to move, or your home may look like an ashram. You may turn your home into a spiritual place as if you're living in an ashram. And so a good remedy is to conduct lots of meditation, group meditations at your home, or you yourself. Like it's like going to a retreat. Staying at home for you will become like going to a retreat. On the negative side, you may also make headless mistakes when it comes to your family, especially your mother. Your connection with your mother may suffer unless you develop a deep intuitive connection. So at the spiritual level. So you and your mother, or your mother could be deeply spiritual, or there may be differences in opinion. So Ketu in the fourth house, it's kind of like eclipse of the heart also if you don't discover the blessings, if you don't go deep and uncover your intuition. If you're living on the surface and very detached with your home, with your vehicles, with your real estate, all of that is fourth house, then Ketu will give you suffering. It's like eclipse of those areas. But if you go deeper, then Ketu can take you to the peak of anything, because Ketu is the area which we have mastered in the previous lifetime. So Ketu in the fourth house means you have already discovered your true inner happiness already, and that's there with you. And so you just got to go a little deeper, do meditation, and you'll find out the source of ultimate happiness. So that's Ketu in the fourth house. Now remember, the main biggest theme for Ketu is letting go. Even this desire, this urge to find long-term happiness, you have to let it go. It cannot be like a burning desire. It'll be like this uncomfortable feeling, this urge from within, but you have to let go of the idea that you are seeking something. Then you'll get everlasting happiness. So that's Ketu in the fourth house. Then we have Ketu in the fifth house. You will have amazing creativity, huge creative talents. Because as I mentioned, Ketu, wherever it goes, it gives you you have already mastered that area of life in the previous lifetimes. So fifth house is the house of creativity. And now, one caution is in terms of children, especially for women. If you're a female native, then Ketu in the fifth house may give some trouble during childbirth, especially. Now, you have to look at the whole natal chart, what's happening, other influences. Maybe if there is Mars influence also, then it becomes even more difficult. But yes, there could be canceling factors or other combinations also. But in general, Ketu in the fifth house may give you difficulty, or sometimes people don't have children, Ketu in the fifth. It can deny also. And so, but it doesn't deny for everybody. You have to look at the natal chart. I've seen lots of charts with Ketu in the fifth house. People have children. Now, those children, either you may be detached from your children, or your children may be very, very spiritual. They may have intuition and deeply, love for spiritual work. So that's the connection, the energy of Ketu in the fifth house. Be careful in the stock market, any speculative investments, because Ketu can lead you to make headless mistakes. So there could be difficult, choices. You just could be careless, or you may misunderstand what's going on. So careful with Ketu in the fifth house in terms of any risky bets, any speculative investments. The most amazing thing, the most wonderful thing about Ketu in the fifth house is you have mastered the mantra shastra in your previous lifetime. So do lots of chanting, traditional mantras, especially, very traditional, coming from the past lives or the lineage or the gurus. So you may be carrying on somebody's lineage in this life through mantras, through chanting. Okay. Now, fifth house is also our romantic partnerships. So you may be detached, you may not be interested, or you may develop very deep spiritual connection with people, romantic connections and relationships. And because Ketu is headless, so be careful. You may end up making headless mistakes in your romantic relationships. But also research, Ketu is research. You may actually be doing research in relationship area, or, related to kids, like research as to parenting. Those are some very powerful areas for you. Now, as always for Ketu, letting go is the biggest remedy. So if the more you let go of your attachments with your children, or with your even creative talents, or with the stock market and speculative investments, or with your romantic partner, the more blessings, the more abundance Ketu will give you, because Ketu is the peak. Ketu gives you the highest success as well. So that's Ketu in the fifth house. Now, Ketu in the sixth house, you may be careless about your daily routine, the dinacharya. Sixth house represents our punctuality, our routine. that we follow day to day. So you have to make extra effort to stick to a routine. And then sixth house represents our job. So you may have a spiritual career, or you may find obstacles, challenges in your job, or you may end up making mistakes in your career, in your job, kind of like silly mistakes or headless mistakes. But you do have, if you awaken the blessings of Ketu, the power of Ketu, then you'll be very intuitive in your job, in your work. Or literally, you could be like an intuitive healer, or for your own health also, because sixth house represents acute diseases. You may use your intuition to heal yourself, especially using your past life skills, because Ketu, wherever it goes, gives you you have already mastered that area in the previous life. So that's why in this life you sort of become a bit careless in that area. Same thing with the legal matters. Sixth house is enemies and conflicts and legal issues. So you may be careless. So be very, very careful reading the fine print, and using your intuition in any conflict, in any legal matter. For you, using going with your own gut feeling. That's very, very powerful, very important. Then Ketu in the sixth house makes you, very like you're very interested in doing service to other people, selfless service, because Ketu is selfless. Again, in terms of health, another thing is there may be some hard to diagnose things or diseases or things that are under the surface. You have to get checked up uh, very regularly. Of course, you have to see how Ketu is placed in the chart. So is it well placed, or is it afflicted? If there is affliction to Ketu in the sixth house, then take extra care of your health. But if it's strong and well placed, then that means you'll bring all of that intuition from the past life. You'll be able to use all of those skills in this life. Then Ketu is also research. So one of the good areas for you in terms of profession, doing a job, is getting into any kind of research. Especially you could do research in healthcare industry, or research into service to other people, legal research. All of those areas are really powerful for you. So that's Ketu in the sixth house. Ketu in the seventh house, you may be careless in your relationships, or you may feel detachment from your relationships, from your partner, and that can actually be misunderstood as not interested in relationship by other people. So your spouse, your partner, or even business partners, they may perceive you as somebody who's not paying attention to this connection, to this relationship. You have to be, so that's why the problems arise. So you have to pay attention, you have to be careful, consciously focus on your partner. Or the good thing is Ketu in the seventh house can give you deeply spiritual partner, both in terms of your spouse, or in terms of your business partnerships also. So because Ketu has already given you all these skills in the seventh house in the previous lifetime. So that's the meaning of Ketu in your chart. And so you have mastered that area, but you may ignore because that you've already done all of that. So, good remedy is use your intuition in your relationships, or do some intuitive work together with your partner. Otherwise, there could be separation. It could bring difficulties in relationship also, literally separation or divorce. So this is possible, but you of course have to look at the natal chart, what other combination, how the dispositor is doing, so all of that. But in general, Ketu in the seventh, be careful with your relationships, evolve them, and the one of the big, best thing is ultimately to develop relationship with your own self. Go within, and that higher consciousness, the supreme power within you. If you develop that and remain detached with external relationships, then you will not suffer. Then you'll be equanimous. You will not react in your relationships, and you'll enjoy. In fact, it'll become like a spiritual evolution, spiritual progress for you to be in a relationship. So that's Ketu in the seventh house. Then we have Ketu in the eighth house. Literally, this is a combination for spiritual awakening. Eighth house is the esoteric secrets of the universe. Ketu is the moksha karaka. This is also a combination for learning Jyotish. studying astrology. You can join our courses if you're interested. You have to look at other combinations also, but just Ketu itself in eighth house is a powerful combination for you to become an astrologer. Ketu in the eighth house will give you deep transformation. It's literally like very strong karma falling in your lap all of a sudden. Okay, so and also same thing applies to money from other people, like inheritance. Ketu in the eighth house will give you lots of inheritance. All of a sudden, you may find money in your lap, or being lucky with other people's money. There could be some secrets, a secretive nature or hidden secrets, and those need not be always negative or bad. Those could be like esoteric secrets you are hiding from other people, or you just discover yourself. So because Ketu is also research, so going very deep, deep research in spiritual path, in spiritual exploration, that is going to be very, very rewarding for you. And also you can go deeper into your spiritual sadhana, like deep tantric wisdom, or even connection with death, meditation on death, shavasana, yoga nidra, past life karma. Lots of all of these occult sciences can lead you to sudden awakening of your kundalini. This is perfect combination, Ketu in the eighth house, perfect combination for awakening of your Kundalini, awakening of your intuition. So use your intuition. Eighth house is deeply spiritual. Ketu is the most spiritual planet, the Moksha Karaka. Okay, so that's why Ketu gives you all of these power to be the spiritual force. But again, remember with Ketu, you have to have this feeling, this attitude of letting go in life, letting go of even money from other people, inheritance, all of that. Then Ketu will give you all of these blessings. Then we have Ketu in the ninth house. Ninth house is our dharma, and Ketu is the most spiritual planet. So Ketu in the ninth house literally can make you a very powerful guru, intuitive guru, or you may meet gurus from your past life. You may meet people in this life who you have been with for many, many lifetimes. It's a huge blessing to have Ketu in the ninth house. You may actually travel as an ascetic, like nomadic life, traveling, spiritual travel, pilgrimage, long distance travel with your sangha, with your gurus, or traveling long distance to meet gurus, or just being at spiritual places, religious places. So being at a temple is the perfect remedy for you. Even like living the life of a priest, live in the temples, and following a very traditional faith, a traditional spiritual path. So it can be unconventional in the sense Ketu, can be misunderstood also, headless also. So it may seem like a different kind of a person, but Ketu in the ninth house, deep spirituality, traditional rituals, and studying the scriptures and research. Higher studies, especially not just spiritual, but in general, in any field, higher studies is perfect. But also going very deep in spirituality. So understanding your spiritual path, that's the key here. At the same time, there may be misunderstanding or scandals or things related to the gurus. You have to be very careful. And also, you have to let go of any of this desire to meet some elevated gurus or be a guru yourself. It will happen, when the timing is right. But the more detached you are from all of these things related to the ninth house, including your dharmic path, the better it'll be, the more clear it'll come to you. Okay, so but be careful not to make any headless mistakes when it comes to gurus and your spiritual path. But Ketu in the ninth will take you to the highest level of spirituality, of being a guru. You're born to teach other people, share your wisdom with other people. Then we have Ketu in the 10th house. 10th house represents our career, our recognition, name and fame, dealing with the authorities, public figures, officials, government officials, permits and all of that, rising to the top, name and fame, all of that. Now, when Ketu goes there, that means you may have natural detachment from those areas. And because wherever Ketu goes, those are the things you have mastered in the previous life. So you may not be super interested in getting name and fame. You may actually be very shy in public outside. But because Ketu is the peak, Ketu takes you to the highest level because you've already mastered in the previous life. So it may actually make you a very famous person in your job, in your career. You may become very famous, rise to the top. But also, there's a possibility that you will have a very deeply spiritual career. Your line of work could be completely like, yoga teacher, Ayurveda, doctor, or just healing other people, or deep meditation, spiritual teacher. And you may become like a spiritual leader also. You will see Ketu in the 10th house in the charts of a lot of these famous gurus. Okay, but you have to. So one thing is, if you have a lot of attachment with name and fame and recognition, then you'll suffer. But if you develop this detachment and let go attitude with your career, with your profession, with your name and fame, then Ketu will give you a lot of success and blessings in this area. One thing you have to be careful is not to make any headless mistakes when it comes to your job, your profession, or dealing with your authorities, dealing with your managers. So be very careful when you're, talking to or just dealing with your superiors, or even dealing with the government officials. So that's very important. Then Ketu is also the planet for research. So this, doing any kind of research work for as your profession is a good option. Getting into research is a good option, but also be very inquisitive and use your intuition in your workplace, in your profession, in your business. The more intuition you use, the more you'll have success in your career, in your profession. So that's Ketu in the 10th house. Then we have Ketu in the 11th house. Um, 11th house is collective consciousness. 11th house is reaching out to the humanities, people at large. So you'll be very, very humanitarian. Ketu is truth. Ketu loves to help people. It's very detached. So in a very detached manner, with a very spiritual foundation, you will want to change the world. You'll want to reach out to the humanity, to a lot of people, millions of people, to help them healing and spiritual upliftment. So that's a very powerful placement, and you'll be able to connect with people on social media or at large at a very deep, intuitive level. So it won't be like, like lots of marketing and things like that. Only then you get people. So through your intuition, through your own energy, you'll be able to develop very strong, powerful spiritual connection with a lot of people. On the flip side, be careful not to make any headless mistakes on social media. It's very easy to make mistakes. When you have Ketu in the 11th house. Secondly, be very detached in terms of your desires. If you have lots of desires, then Ketu will give you suffering in the 11th house. Those will not get fulfilled. But if you let go, if you remain detached, say, I have everything, I am abundant, all of that energy, then Ketu will give you lots of blessings. Same thing with your friends also. There may be headless mistakes. There may be misunderstandings between you and your friends. So you have to be careful how you deal with your friends. Now, also 11th house represents our income. So you may make money through very ethical sources, or you may face challenges if the income is totally from, non-spiritual sources. Even let's say you have a normal job, not a spiritual field, then also you may experience up and down or some kind of obstacles in your financial income. So you have to look at the natal chart to see the full picture. But these areas, your desires, your finances, your friend circle, your social media, all of those may suffer or have headless mistakes or difficulties, challenges. But if you use your intuition in all of these areas, because you have already mastered these in the previous lifetime, that's the meaning of Ketu in a particular house, then Ketu will take you to the highest peak, because Ketu gives you the most highest level of success as well. So that's for the Ketu in the 11th house. Then we have Ketu in the 12th house. Ketu is the Moksha Karaka. 12th house is the Moksha Sthana. So it's a perfect placement for somebody who has already tasted, liberation in a way. So maybe they're here just to help other people. So this is a really powerful placement for you to go deeper and, do meditation, past life regression, connection with the ancestors. You'll do that very easily. I know a lot of people who are like energy healers or clairvoyants. They do all of that as a profession. Very powerful energy. So tap into your subconscious mind through the placement of Ketu in the 12th house, and connect with your ancestors. Do tarpan as a very powerful remedy for you. Every day do tarpan. That's the ritual we do for ancestors. And then there could be still some hidden things going on. Ketu is at the end of the day, it is a hidden shadow planet, and 12th house is the hidden enemies. Also, you have to be careful with any hidden things, but also you don't make any hidden mistakes. Perfect thing for you is to go to an ashram, spend a lot of time on retreats, doing this spiritual work. Living there, serving at ashram retreat centers. That's going to be very powerful. And also meeting gurus in a foreign country, like spiritual travel, pilgrimage, going to the temples in exotic places, or deeply spiritual traditional places, gaining wisdom from foreign gurus and foreign people, foreign culture, and travel foreign for spiritual reasons. Those are your strengths, your key areas. And now letting go is the theme, and 12th house is the house of losses and letting go anyway. So this is a perfect, this will easily help you be very detached in your life. And you're almost there. This is like you've tasted moksha in the previous lifetimes. So develop this extrasensory perception, activate that, more than develop, rediscover all of that you gained in the past lives. So that's Ketu in the 12th house. A good remedy is to give donation to the priests, to the spiritual people, to the temples. That's going to be very powerful for you. So that's Ketu in the 12th house. We are living in unprecedented times. These are the times of chaos, confusion, and uncertainty. So if you feel lost, if you feel lack of direction, and if you're not sure about your path, then we have a perfect course for you. It's called Find Your Purpose Through Astrology, where you'll learn about your strengths, your weaknesses, and how to navigate those weaknesses and enhance your strengths and find your purpose. And you'll be able to answer questions about all areas of life: relationship, children, finances, job, your parents, and your path, your spiritual path. So this is a profound, life-changing course. Join the course, be your own astrologer, and find clarity about your life, about your purpose.